Congratulations. The men did it. The men spoke up. You guys apparently don't want communism. You might be a little sick and tired of being accused of being misogynistic. You might be sick and tired of women saying, oh, when I go into the woods, I'd rather come across a bear than a man. And some people may say, well, what does that have to do with politics? What does that have to do with an election? It has a lot to do with it because it's it's culture. And the women have had basically all the power, regardless of what they say. Look at family court. Look at false accusations. Look at the privilege they have in life, whilst complaining about the gender pay gap, which is non-existent, right? And I think by and large, men have said no, and they're calling baloney, and they don't want mommy government. And they finally were like, I'm going to stand up. And I think a lot of men who maybe don't vote or even believe in voting, or that it's real, I think a lot of them said, well, let's see, because I'm out. I'm done. Welcome back to Far From Eden. I really think that it's like the spirit of MGTOW won this election. That's what I think. And so when I saw this, Alexa, who's the president of the United States, I had to watch it about 50,000 times.
President of the United States.
The U.S. president is Donald Trump.
I mean, men used to have these spaces where they'd get together, pubs, the founding fathers of the United States, Freemasons as they were, gathered in pubs to, decide how they were going to make this work. And men used to do that. They used to speak to each other after dinner, and let's have a cigar and a brandy and let's discuss politics and the way things should work. But that got, men's spaces, get a group of men together in a space when they're not talking about football and see if people don't start getting suspicious, people being women. And they do. So you guys have been relegated to, I think you're allowed to play golf. You're allowed to watch football. So it's bread and circuses. But then the internet. And you guys have found a place to truly gather and compare notes and compare stories. And particularly since 2020, when so much went online, like court, and men could see that they weren't the only ones that have been through HE double hockey sticks. And they go, wait a minute. It's not just me. It's not just my ex-wife. It's a bunch of the ex-wives, and it's the court system. It became much more widely known. It was not, your guys' stories have not just been, trapped in the darkest corners of the internet to compare notes and complain. Now it's a bit more mainstream, as it were, online on the internet. And I think it's a great thing because it's made all of your voices stronger. Now they're going to call it misogynistic. They're going to call it all kinds of things, fascist, this, that, and the other. And you made your votes, you made your votes speak for themselves. And it's fantastic. Fantastic. You guys are not misogynistic. It isn't, and honestly, if Tulsi Gabbard had been the one that said all the things that Trump is saying, you probably would have voted for her. It's actually not a woman thing, I think. And I would also say, just because you would prefer to have a man lead because you see that that's more of a natural role for a man, how does that mean that you hate women? It doesn't. But they want to make you out to be the boogeyman. And I think for a long time, there have been generations of men, the boomers, who they just tried so hard to not be that boogeyman. So they just simped for their wives and they took it. And it's come to a crest now. And men are just not taking it anymore. Just like the MGTOW men have walked away from dating, walked away from marriages. That would be Lola, my little dog. And when she distracts me, it is when I am reminded to ask you guys to like the video and subscribe to the channel and share this show with your favorite feminist. Anyway, they're going to blame you of being misogynistic. And you're not, it's like it has no power anymore. They've insulted you so much. And it's not just the women. Don't forget the white dudes for Harris. This is how little they know you. That they would put out such a thing as white dudes for Harris. And it was so simpy. And that other ad about, I eat carburetors for breakfast. I can't get that guy out of my mind. The fact that they thought that would work, the fact that they thought that they could bring Obama out and shame the black men into voting for Kamala, the fact that they thought that would work, honestly, I think that might have motivated men to come out even more, because you guys are sick and tired of being their little, I'm trying to think of a nice word for it, but being their little female dogs. You're tired of being treated that way. And all they did is remind you that you're being treated that way. When they put the white dudes for Harris and Obama came out and said the brothers needed to vote for Kamala and get over it. And they're out there now saying that Hispanic men were too misogynistic to vote for a woman. Do you think maybe they might have had other reasons? How misandric is it to say this about men? But the left always accuses you of doing what they are doing, and that's what they're doing. And you guys stand in the way. The men stand in the way of communism. It's just plain as day to me. The men are the last hurdle. They are the hurdle to get to communism, because men don't need the state. Men don't need it the way women do. Men can exist in the natural world far more successfully than women can. You can watch my reaction to the Bear Grylls' The Island, where the women are on an island and the men are on the island and the women are not doing well. That tells everything. It tells everything. So let's switch to, I have some videos to show you guys, and I think you're gonna like them. I know you've probably seen, already some of the libs that are salty about losing. It's not just that. It's not just the gratifying, even this many days out, gratifying sadness and craziness of the libs, but I picked several things that I want to comment on a little more seriously, not to be too dull, but this man just reminds me of the MGTOW spirit. Like, I am done. You can't do this to me anymore. I don't want mommy government. I don't want communism. I don't want any of this woke baloney. So
would usually say be humble, but fuck that shit. We've been called garbage. We've been called fascist. We've been called racist. We've literally been called subhuman pieces of shit, and it's fucking done. He won the popular vote. He won the Electoral College. We won the Senate. We won the House. And that big fucking red mirage everybody was talking about, turns out it was a fucking wave. With all the extra money I'm going to have under a Trump administration, I think I'm going to go buy a kayak so I can go up this fucking river of liberal tears. There are straight up women that are filing for divorce from their husbands this morning, that are leaving their boyfriends over this fucking election. That's derangement. I saw another video of a lady saying, "Oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? You guys have been scaring me about Project 2025 for the last year." No, nobody's been scaring you. You've been brainwashed. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a good fucking day. It is a good fucking day, and I feel good. I know there's a lot of people that don't feel good, but honestly, fuck them. And now that we're going to have 4 beautiful years of prosperity, now what we need to focus on is JD Vance 2028. So Donald Trump.
And that's the thing women don't get. It's like we're on a life raft, right? And it can only seat 8 people or it'll sink. So you can't let the people, even though they're drowning and it's sad, you can't let them on the life raft because it'll sink. The men understand these facts. They understand this. Men are order and women are chaos. This is just the way it is. Now, order can get too far and chaos can definitely get too far, obviously. But we need order in this country. We need order to function. Men understand this. They understand, economics. They understand inflation. They understand all of that stuff. And they voted accordingly. It's like, I want to say the adults are in the room. A lot of people have said, funnily enough, I think it's funny, that, hey, daddy's got custody of us now. Daddy's got custody, not mommy. Mommy Kamala. Mamala, I think she was saying. Thank goodness. Because daddy knows best. And I don't mean that as in Trump, but just in general. There's a reason why the men are the leaders of the family. There is a big, big reason for that. So, women are going to cry and moan about this, but sorry, not sorry. This is what's best. And the men, we should let the men speak. I just think that. I'm trying to say it. I'm fumbling over my words because I'm basically trying to say that I don't know that all people should vote. Let's see. Did I get this right tab or no? No, I did not. Let me switch this up. Okay. I got it queued up now. So it's a whole movement of men saying no more. I've had enough. Now you will see a couple women in this group, and this is what I'm talking about the life raft will only hold so many people. Well, imagine that life raft is England, and there are way too many people climbing on board the life raft, and it's going to sink. Now, who votes that in? People who think, oh, those poor people. Those are women by and large. They don't understand. You can't feed everyone, then you're going to starve. And then you can't help anyone. But even outside of the United States, the men are feeling this. They're feeling hopeful, I think. And I am so glad. I feel so happy for America, for the West, but I feel so happy for you all. Because it's about time they understood that you guys are powerful. And I think it's good for you guys to understand that you still hold so much power. You're the reason why we don't have one world government. You're the reason why the United States is not communist. Because they would have marched that right on through. And they would have said, oh, it's what you're voting for. It's what you're voting for. Anyway, here's a little bit of what's going on across the pond.
We up Trump! We up Trump! We up Trump! Mr. President, if you are seeing this, just know that the great deplorables of the United Kingdom love you, we are with you, we stand with you, and we want you to succeed. Forget about the people in London, forget about the establishment, forget about the detractors in the fake news media. The real people out there in the United Kingdom, we love you, Mr. President!
It's wonderful. It's just wonderful that you guys feel like you're more represented now and that you've been heard. I hope that's how you feel. Remember how I said, let's ask ourselves if everyone should vote. When you look at, you look at this. Tell me what you think.
How am I supposed to go to work? How am I supposed to go to work and do all of my normal daily activities when I know that we all just chose for things to get exponentially harder?
How? How are they going to be harder? What is this? It's imaginary.
I live in Texas. I don't understand how I'm gonna go through the day. And I just want my mom. But my mom voted for him.
Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, well, how are you going to get through the day? Gosh, is this the first thing hard that's ever happened to you, sweetie pie? Don't know if you should really be driving a car or doing anything difficult. Oh, but there's more.
What is wrong with you? I can't do this anymore. I'm literally sick. I'm literally sick to my stomach. What has happened to America? What has happened to democracy?
Probably wonder why they say that, even though, he won the popular vote and he won the electoral college. And, we all thought that's what democracy was. Clearly, they have a different definition. Their democracy just means the government that they want. So it's not democracy. They want equity. They want all degeneracy to be celebrated. They want to be able to end the life of the little one that may be growing inside of them. They want to be able to do that. To them, that's democracy. Democracy to these women means I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and there will be no accountability and no consequences. That's their definition of democracy. These are spoiled children having a tantrum.
What has happened to freedom? I'm done. This is a message to anyone who follows me. If you voted for Trump, unfollow me and block me. If you didn't vote, unfollow me and block me. The fact that it's this close means I've lost all hope in the American people. Like, it should not be this close. Why would anyone vote for this person? He's so evil. He's so demented. Kamala's not perfect. We all know that. We all know that. She is not a convicted felon, rapist, crazy fascist, dictator, psycho.
Now, I've mentioned before on this channel that women are malleable and therefore way more susceptible to the propaganda and the brainwashing. And the fact that this chick is the way she is proves it. Because E. Jean Carroll, the one that he supposedly raped, no. That lady is off her rocker. That lady is bonkers. And also, Trump is a man who doesn't even drink. The man is disciplined. He's a billionaire who beautiful women fall all over themselves. There is no way he would not touch that woman with a 10-foot pole. Give me a break. But, They're just going to believe whatever, and they like to believe whatever confirms that men are evil and are rapists, all of that. They like it because it puts them in the victim role where they get to be innocent and they can fight against the patriarchy. Well, guess what? The patriarchy is not evil. The patriarchy built the West. The patriarchy is God, man, woman, child. And these women don't like that. Much like Eve didn't like that there was a certain tree that she's not supposed to eat the fruit of, because that was the knowledge of good and evil. And the serpent came to her and said, hey, God's just keeping this away from you because he doesn't want you to be like him. And she was like, give me that fruit. And they're just mad because they want to be able to do whatever they want to do and have no consequences. Men understand truth and the type of world that actually works. Women don't. And I think a lot of men, and maybe some women, might have the question, why are they choosing to have these tantrums and cry on the internet? Well, I have a theory. And yeah, they get attention. Attention, attention, attention. That's what women love. But also, I think they think that if you see them cry, you're going to feel bad. Kind of like a little girl crying and daddy feels bad or guilty. It's a manipulation tactic. It's like, I'm going to show you how mad I am and how I'm crying. And this is another reason that I was like, oh, this is a victory for MGTOW, because the men are like, your tears have no effect on me.
How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is, how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
It's not gonna happen. Go, Kamala.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you.
Do you guys notice there's not one masculine man that has come out and been like, I voted for Kamala and I'm very disappointed. Like, no, they're all like this. They're all like this. Or like the guy we saw a couple seconds ago, which is, it's like Beta City, man.
I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
I'm sorry to all my friends who are Trump supporters. But you don't understand how scared of this man I am. If this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll just be celebrating. And everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends.
How dare you put this man into office for another 4 years, knowing damn well what it means for our country, what it means for us as a people.
To know that there is that much ignorance and that much hate in this country, it's so terrifying. It's so terrifying.
How the fuck are we back in this same situation again?
There you go. Same situation. What happened last time that made you so scared? He didn't lock people up. He didn't lock up the people that some of us thought he should lock up. Let alone do anything with, gay people, or like, not at all. Like, what happened to women? Roe v. Wade, it went back to the states. Like, This is all delusion. It's the same energy that makes them say, I will go out to the woods and I'd rather see a bear than a man. And it's not based in reality at all. They are just showing who they are. And it's kind of fun.
Who the fuck is voting for him? Genuinely.
Fuck you. I don't want to hear about how shitty your life gets under his policies.
I think we're all going to do better in it. In fact, I have heard that some people who have investments in the stock market did really well just even overnight after the election. So it's pretty funny that they think that life is going to get worse. It's so stupid.
Live with that decision. Sit with it. Let it make you uncomfortable. Fuck you.
Okay, thanks, Alex Jones. Oh, golly. Don't worry, we've got more coming up. These women are making big threats. Uh-oh, you better be scared. They're getting so serious. These threats, you guys. It's so funny because the lack of self-awareness. Anyway, I'll let her talk. I'll let her talk.
This is all prank, right? Like we're just gonna wake up tomorrow morning and everything's gonna go back to the way it'll be a psych. It'll be like a really bad dream, and none of this will have ever happened, right? Like it'll be like the first time, and then we're all gonna pull through fine in 4 years. Correct? Please, someone tell me. I can tell you one thing right now: marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one. If they
So that's a threat. So marriage is off the table. Guess what? Y'all were having trouble getting men to marry you in the first place because of how you are. And now you are threatening them and telling them marriage is off the table? That ship has sailed. You have ruined that. And you don't even realize it. You guys are not the gatekeepers of relationship. That's why you're in so many situationships. That's why you can't get him to commit, because the ones that are with you are just looking for one thing. The men have walked off this plantation.
They thought that any of this was going to actually help with the whole family and kids department and lowering birth rates, because that, not even any semblance of thoughts I had or hope for that is completely going to be a no thanks for me, love. You think I would ever even dare bring a child into this country now? It was rough before. Now? No. That's cute. And the men, don't even get me started about dating. To think I was still entertaining a few moderates here and there sometimes. No, honey, no. Not even close. That's never. Goodbye.
Well, that's good, because you're not wife material anyway. Not that I think it's safe for you guys to get married or entertain that, but if you're looking for the needle in the needle stack, this chick is like a Chinese throwing star. So, but it's funny that she thinks that she is now taking something away from you guys. That's pretty hilarious to me. Threats across the board. So this 4B movement, I really don't even know. I don't know what it stands for. I don't want to know. I already know too much. But the 4B movement, this chick's going to explain to you what that is, and she's going to make sure you know what you're missing. Let's just, you know what? I mean, you're pretty, but what I've learned from the men is that once you open your mouth and you're like this, the beauty fades real fast. In fact, we had a fairy tale about that this past Sunday, but I digress.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130, but I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably going to stay dry. I'm dry as a desert, baby, and I don't want it to change. Yeah, we're not going to like you anymore. You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you take away abortion. Like, we'll want to have your babies even less, right? Even if you take away contraception, like,
You're not mother material.
Women are really good at celibacy because you guys are actually a threat to us. So we have a lot less to gain from you.
All this language and this you're a threat to us and this and that is a big reason why a lot of the men have woken up to what you are and what you support, and they've had enough, and they're not just gonna sit back anymore. Good Lord.
So yeah, 4B all the way. Let's make some money, I guess. That's all we can do now. No.
That doesn't even make any sense. IQ of 130. Sweetie, I think you better take that test again, because I don't think it was accurate. You're going to make money now. That's all we can do now. Yeah, good. Go away. I think you're doing the men a favor. I really do. Speaking of not mom material, here's a candidate. I threw her in here because I want to show what the men are not signing up for. This woman is committing what I think is nothing short of child abuse. Anyway, I'll just let you watch for yourself here. She's not aware of camera angles.
Harris did not win.
You won.
Trump. So
Take a breath.
Yep. So today may look a little different at school. Okay, they're probably going to be friends.
There's some simp dad or stepdad in the background telling the poor little hyperventilating child to breathe, which is disgusting. I don't think that he can't really be on board with whatever the heck is going on right here, but he's clearly not standing up against it. She should not be doing this. She should not be scaring her children, even if the person who won the presidency was a terrible person or this, that, or the other. You don't tell your children, you don't scare your children. They have no control over it. What are they supposed to do? But she's going to proceed to do that. And her face does it too. They start to ask her, you're crying, this and that and the other. Anyway, I'll just let it play through. But this derangement, this is why men are walking away, because they've seen this. They've seen this as kids. They've seen their mothers be like this. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to, I think, we currently are in a country where we get to choose, right? And people have different priorities. They have different values. Some people hear what he has to say and they don't believe him. And some people hear what he has to say and they believe him and they agree with him. So today's your school day is probably going to look pretty normal. Okay. Your teachers are going to do a really great job of, if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Do you like these?
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you cry.
Just awful. Just awful. If you're one of those men that feels invisible to women, believe me, it's good, because you could find yourself years down the line, married with children, dealing with this thing as the mother to them, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to be. You don't want that. You don't want that. The women are encouraging each other to divorce their husbands over this, break up with their boyfriends over this. This was one of the first videos that came out since the election of a girl breaking up with her boyfriend because Trump won. What? They hate all men. It's right there brewing. It's right there brewing right under the surface. They hate all men. So this is just confirmation for what you guys already knew, and good for you for voting for what you voted for, because the message is being sent.
Stupid fucking whore! So I'll just shut the fuck up! I'll just shut the fuck up for good now, huh? Yeah, you fucking want that? Yeah? We are fucking over, you fucking dumbass! I hope that you choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to hell. I will see you in fucking hell, you fucking asshole, you fucking liar, you fucking manipulator, you goddamn wish you would have played your cards right with me, you fucking asshole!
Yeah, women think it's funny. They think it's funny to talk to men like that. This is not it is not the same the other way around. And they say that you guys are horrible? What? I'm never. It's rare that I'm speechless. They always telling themselves, and I've saved my favorite for last. This is my favorite because this is women. She's going to make some big threats here. Y'all are going to be like, oh no, please don't. Oh no, whatever will we do? This changes everything. I am sure that will be your reaction. But they always tell on themselves. And I've often said the reason women cut their hair short or dye it these weird colors or, gain a bunch of weight, it's because it's almost like they hate what you find attractive. So they're going to be the opposite. And this lady basically just tells on all the women that that's true. Watch and enjoy.
Just woke up this morning feeling spicy. You guys feel spicy? Because I do. All right. I don't know how to use this thing. Let's see what happens. Is this cutting off hair? I'm going to have to cut it shorter than that. Does it down, right? I think that this is too... it's getting hair. Let's see here. Maybe I got to cut it. Here we go. Have I given up on America? Yeah. I've also given up on coloring this hair because, right? Fuck coloring my hair. Fuck having my hair be long and luxurious. Fuck all that shit. Fuck being skinny. Fuck being hot. Fuck being all the things.
I'm sorry. Was your hair long and luxurious? Were you skinny and hot? Confusing.
The patriarchy wants us to be, because clearly they don't give a shit about us. And I'm talking to you too. Those of you ladies who have the internalized misogyny required to do what you did. The minorities who are so scared of a woman in power that you'd rather cozy up to the white man just in case some crumbs fall off his plate so that you may eat from them. Yes,
wow.
Rats. I don't know how to work this thing.
If we had any questions of who the real racists are, who the real women haters are, it's people like you. It's leftists. You guys hate women. You guys are racist. You hate women because you will not celebrate what actually makes us women. You want to turn us into mediocre men. You wonder why men are becoming more conservative. You are red pilling them, you dingbat.
But I'm on my way. I'm going to figure it out. Let's just do some cutting. You know why? Because this is taking too long. Here we go. Short hair we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're cutting it off because fuck you. That's why. You think I'm crazy? Me too. Crazy. Just like all the women before me who were crazy. So fucking crazy. You know what? It's been a day. It's been a year. It's been 9 years, 8 years, whatever it may be. Around this time, 8 years ago, it's one of the worst times of my life. It's when my life fell apart. Not because of this.
When her life fell apart? I have questions. Oh well, we're not gonna know, but I bet she filed for divorce that anyway. I'm sure, sweetheart, it had nothing to do with you. It was all, you are just a victim of circumstance. Oh, you poor thing.
Don't get too excited. I'm just talking about regular life stuff I talk about on here. But trust me, I understand. I've heard the message loud and clear. We all have. Now women are going to have to just refuse to participate. Sorry, if you're a man, I will not be responding to you.
If you are a man, I will not be talking to you. I am going to be promoting the 4B movement from here on out. Here.
So she is also going to be taking her loins off the market. So I am sorry to all of you out there who were hoping to get a piece of that.
I don't care. Better scissors. My hair. Cutting it all off. Probably painting a target on my back here, but whatever. At least I live in a state right now that has all of our rights still. And we voted out Brandon Williams. Fuck that guy. Back to Texas from whence he came. We also voted yes on Prop 1, which will codify into law some equal right protections in the New York State Constitution. So we did that at least. I don't know what the other fuckers are doing, but I don't know, man. We are embarrassing on the world stage. Oh,
somebody is.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Seriously? Oh, I've never had short hair before, ever. It's kind of fun. All right, we're just going to keep chopping away here because this is literally going to take forever if I don't. Cut all the hair off. You know why? I'm not going to dye it anymore. I'm going to try and grow it out anymore. I'm not going to style it anymore. Fucking done. I will not be giving my money to the beauty industry anymore. I will not be giving my money to anyone that helps support misogyny and...
I can't wait for your comments. I cannot wait to read your comments.
The patriarchy and keeping women down and making women think that we need to look a certain way or be a certain way or fuck you. Fuck you.
They just like certain things. They just like long hair and they like thin, healthy women. That's what they like. They're not telling you you need to look a certain way. You can look however you want to look. They just won't be attracted to it. That's what they're mad about. That you guys just won't simp for them no matter what. That's what they're mad about, that they would have to put in effort. And you're like, yeah, we're done. You never wanted to force anybody to do anything. That's not who you guys are. I know that. Oh.
You women, fucking stop dating men. Stop having sex with men. Stop talking to men. Divorce your husbands. Leave your fucking boyfriends. Leave them. They don't give a shit about you. And I promise you, come over to this side. I will bake cookies. I will shave your head if you want me to, depending on how this turns out. Do a little more trimming before we buzz it. Where's my chop it? Cut my hair before. It's like, oh, don't cut your own hair. All right. When people tell me I can't do something, I want to fucking do it. Just entering my middle-aged mom era. About to get the clippers out. Just woke up this morning.
Just gross. So gross. But that is saved her for last. She's the best one. She explains everything, right? She explains MGTOW. She explains everything because this is what men don't want. And they're allowed not to want it. And they've walked away from you women who treat them like that, who are just nasty, who say horrible things about them, who tell them they don't love, that they're not loyal, all these things. That is couldn't be farther from the truth. They are describing like the minority of men that they've maybe had experience with, but broke their hearts or took advantage of them or whatever. And they've used that to paint every man with a broad brush. And they have maligned you and insulted you and everything. They even tried to do it more to get you to guilt you or shame you into voting for Kamala Harris. And y'all are like, no mas. We're not doing it. We're not having it. We're voting how we're going to vote. We're taking a stand. And the spirit of MGTOW swept the nation. And I think the world felt it. And I am ecstatic about that. I am so proud of men for doing that. And I'm hoping that you're enjoying your big moment. I really do. Anyway, protect your peace. Feed your soul. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you on the next one.